Welcome back to the Nerdcore Live Show number 142. I lose count. As always, this is the Nerdcore. Here's the show. Let's for wonderful co-host. And get it.
What's up, everybody? It's the dynamic duo.
That's right, baby. Once again, alone. Lonely on a Sunday night. But we're
Sunday
here.
Night. That's a country song.
No, I didn't know that. I was just thinking about
I didn't know that was country. I don't know if it's a country song either, but it sounds like one.
Yeah. I was thinking of Wednesday Night Interlude from by Party Next Door.
Oh God.
So I just changed it to Lonely on a Sunday Night instead of Lonely on a Wednesday night.
I'm so lonely.
Girl, I'm lonely. Lonely on a Wednesday night.
I see all of them in Discord. I see y'all.
See y'all. Yeah, man. How's it going, bro?
Not too bad. All I've done today is play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you can get for free on PlayStation right now.
Oh, wow. For free?
Yeah.
So that's how they got you to play this game.
Well, I would have eventually got it at like a cheap price.
Yeah.
But free's good.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, bro. From when I played, and I have played a little bit, like literally a little bit, like the first couple of minutes, first 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And I was having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I'm doing the classic style on it, so
yeah.
It's like an easy mode basically, which is fine. I'm not in here trying to, speed run the damn thing. Bless you.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, it's like bringing me back to when I spent all summer playing Final Fantasy X and getting basically to the end of Final Fantasy IX and like. I've never played Final Fantasy VII, so that's one of those that I have never played. So I've really enjoyed this. So I'm about 5 or 6 hours in now.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad, bro, because like this game is actually they did a really good job.
They really did. It looks really good. Like not just you know how Square Enix is. Like the in-game graphics are way different from the cinematic. Yeah. No, they're pretty on par to each other.
And that's the thing with Square Enix that I never like actually have a problem with is that like the wait is long, but you're gonna get a pretty damn good looking game.
It's gonna be worth. There's a reason Square Enix
takes their time.
And especially with the franchise that saved their company. There's a reason if people don't know Final Fantasy is called Final Fantasy. That was the last game they were going to make, and it became one of their biggest.
They weren't even called Square Enix before.
No. Was it just Square?
No, hold on.
Squeenix.
Final Fantasy. Damn, like they were called something else. I can't remember, dude.
Squaresoft. They're called Squaresoft. I believe.
They went through a couple like name changes, right?
They did because they combined with some other companies and stuff. Yeah. But the reason the game is called Final Fantasy is that was going to be their last game they made before they had to close down, and it became a hit. And they
huge hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like obviously, we've got Final Fantasy 16 coming out soon, like next year or the year after that. We don't know, but like. They're still doing it, but like, dude, fuck, man, they had like, they really have been. This game has steadily been like, doing it for them. Like,
yeah, I mean, we can't. Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, if you've played through a Final Fantasy game, it's just hours upon hours of just looking at beautiful things. And generally, the story is very well done. Other than Final Fantasy 13, that game was too linear for me, so I didn't quite like that one. But I just learned yesterday, and I got really excited. A new Life is Strange is coming out.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah.
So I played through both the first two, loved them. So I am very excited to see. And again, this is another Square Enix game.
Yep. So yeah, I forgot it's Square, then it was Square Soft, and then it became Square Enix.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm excited for you to keep on playing through this game because like it's what's it called? it's a lot of fun from what I played, and I I love just how much detail they put into working this out. Like, yes, some of Square Enix work usually like disappoint sometimes. Like, from what I've heard about Kingdom Hearts 3, I haven't played it, but like, you know I've heard what I've had to hear about that game. But like, that they take their time and they make like quality looking games at least.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you can't make all the fans happy all the time, and you're gonna have
yeah,
some duds here and there. But I really do think Square Enix puts time into it, even though they don't give it any fucking updates, like ever, um,
yeah.
on their game. And if they do, you can't really believe them. But that's just growing up with Square and SquareSoft and Square Enix is just that's expected. That's expected. Like it could be 10 years down the road until we get the game. Let's face it, they did a short clip, and I think it was at an E3 show when G4 TV still existed. A very short clip of Final Fantasy VII, like a remake. Like I don't know if they were just playing around with the idea or what, and it took them like until last year to actually come out with it.
Yeah.
So I mean that's been a while.
Well, remember when they announced like Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk was like they had that one little clip and how long it took for Cyberpunk to come out, and then now let's be real, Cyberpunk hasn't come out.
No, it's
No.
it pulled a Bethesda. They pulled a Bethesda, except they owned up to it. Unlike Bethesda, who
Yeah.
just is like, we don't care,
Yeah.
bugs and patches, whatever. Um, but I'm
Yes.
now. Isn't Square
Yeah.
sort of?
Yeah. Square Enix did the Avengers game.
Yeah,
Uh,
they owned up too late. Yeah,
they owned up too late, but
they did.
that's CD Project Red. But like, at least with Square Enix, like when my experience with Square Enix, it's like whether it's quality or not, at least it's kind of worth the wait at times. But I don't know, with this one, with Final Fantasy VII remake, I loved every
I'm
second I
having
got to
I'm
play.
having I'm having fun with it.
Yeah,
Like it's we're talking about Final Fantasy VII remake, Aiden.
it's free on PlayStation right
Yeah,
now for the PS5,
it was free on yeah, one of the downloads it was free.
PS
I think it's
Plus.
just for this month.
Yeah, for this month, it's live for PS. It's free for PS Plus.
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna say, like you're liking this one, Brad, and like, do you think that they should like maybe think about possibly remaking um 10?
Here's what I'll say on that regard. I don't think 10 needs a remake. They with the last 3 or 4 consoles, they come out with a 10, which has made it look better and better. So I
Yeah,
don't think
because
they
I
need to
know the
do.
PlayStation 4 had a remake of 10 to
Uh,
10 and 10 2.
yeah, so they've already kind of done that. They've kind of updated it. I mean, it's not as pretty as like the Final Fantasy VII remake, but it's been updated. Um, but if you're gonna do that, you need to do it with like the Final Fantasy nines and eight and just
Yeah,
those, because Final Fantasy X came out with, I think, the PS2
yeah.
originally,
It
and
was
so
like one of the. I think that was like.
its graphics were
Yeah.
already like higher than the PS1 so far,
Hmm.
just above it. And I don't know. I think unless you do like a full like new story for Final Fantasy X or add on additional stuff, I think they've come out with enough versions of that for enough consoles. It's unnecessary.
I think that the way Final Fantasy X-2 ends, I think you don't really make a sequel to 10-2.
I never got to the end of 10-2. I got to the end of 10.
Yeah. 10-2 ends kind of like what's the word I try to say? Ambiguously.
Here's the
Like,
host.
oh, host.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, Gio.
What's going on? Yeah, 10-2 kind of ends like really like ambiguously, and it's like I don't know. Could have used more. What's it called? Blitzball. On the
I know Stacy's making a joke on that, but I love fucking Blitzball.
But yeah, I mean,
that check shot.
I think for a lot of people, because I have to put myself have to put ourselves in the shoes of like the new generation of gaming fans who are barely getting into it and who just don't have access to PlayStation 2s, and like how probably people thought like who people like probably thought about like who were older than us who were like, oh, they remade this certain game and put it on the PS3 and the PS4. I think that remaking 10 would be a really cool thing for the new
I
consoles.
will say 10's story is amazing. So I
Hmm.
see why you would remake it.
Yeah,
Especially for the
I
new
think
generation.
they're.
I think for us old gamers who've already seen this thing come to 3 different consoles already, like you have to add something new to it in order to get
Yeah.
us. To get the new generation, though, probably not. You could probably just make it. But I don't think Square Enix, like Final Fantasy VII is probably the most well-known Final Fantasy game.
Yeah,
So there's a reason they remade that.
yeah, of course.
Final Fantasy X is good, and maybe 20 years down the road, or 20 years down, they'll do that.
That's I agree with you with that about like Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably the most what's it called a well-known Final Fantasy game. So
It is.
that's why they would get that one. I mean,
I'd personally like a Final Fantasy IX remake because I love
Yeah.
that game, and it's just such an open world with that game that
yeah.
I really like that one.
Talking a bit about games here, but I also got to ask my ho-host how he's doing.
Hi, I'm doing good.
That's it.
I mean, what more you want?
You said, how am I doing? I'm
Yeah, what you
doing
been
good.
up to? How you doing?
There it is.
What's the day been
I've
like?
been studying, editing a podcast together with our good friends at Anchor. very,
I
very
love Anchor.
intuitive. Like it was like really easy to use.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
know nothing about editing podcasts, so
Yeah.
we can't help you.
Yeah. I'll just say like that's the good thing. Like Gio's like, dude, like first Gio comes in, he's like, hey, how do I get like an audio file out of DaVinci? And I'm like, if it's anything like Premiere lets you like export on an MP3 file. But then I remember like what's it called? Then I was like busy, so I saw like a couple of messages, and then Gio was like, oh wait, apparently you can put video files into Anchor. And I was like, completely forgot that Anchor actually gives you the chance to put on MP4 files, and it will automatically convert them into MP3 files.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, easy for that, easy peasy. But yeah, Gio was really surprised at how easy Anchor is to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a
like the intro.
Nice.
at the intro. Nice.
Oh, like I use music for like I found like in their library like music for the intro, and like I needed to put in a certain piece of media in, so I was able to split the audio and
Yeah.
like put in the media in between there, and then like sliver off some more dead silence off of that transition, and then like have like music for the transition to the media, and then have an outro. It was like I had fun. I mean, it took me way too long just because of the fact that I was just like making a lot of choices with my podcast partner Michelle about like what sounds we wanted and stuff.
I don't know how. Yeah, I'm hearing you, but I don't know how like this would work, Stacy. Give me a good version of Skyrim or GTA 5 for my PS5 or my Google Hub speaker. How does that work on the Google Hub?
I don't, but I bring up back to Final Fantasy VII. The music's amazing.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I totally
yeah.
forgot that.
Oh man.
I haven't played Final Fantasy in so long that I totally forgot like the music in this like.
In 7, it's real. It's such a real good. It's so good, bro. But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to get that working, Jill. I love that the platform that we host our shows on is easy to navigate and not like a really complicated tool. So
Yeah.
it does well. It does well. But remember, on StreamYard you can download both video and audio files. So,
yeah. I just had to do that for the one episode from before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I didn't have audio for. So.
Okay. Yeah. All right, man. Either way, it's been what's it called? It's gonna be a packed show today. We got to talk about Disney's updated slate of films. 3 films will be changing the way that you can view them. We'll talk more about that towards the end of the show. But
Huh? One of them, the Mighty Ducks.
No, Mighty Ducks Game Changer is actually already streaming on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know.
I have no use for to watch the Mighty Ducks. I will talk about the Mighty Ducks right now, but What's up, nerds? From our good friend
Russ?
Russ. Obrigado, Russ. Obrigado. Thank you for coming to the
Hi.
stream. What's going on, Russ? If I am correct, it is 9:46 over there in Brazil, where you're at. I thought it would be a little later, but no, it's 9:46 over there.
Bro, I do have a new goal for this year.
What, Brad?
Need people to keep me in check on. I want to get my stream room done by September, so I can start streaming
live stream. All right, Brad. What is it specifically that you need to fix within, like, change up in that room? Like,
the AC unit is one.
Okay, 100%.
The AC unit is the big one, and then covering the windows, paint. The room needs some help. Just because it's
those Arizona summers aren't you don't play.
It's not fun.
You don't play. Yeah.
I got windows. I gotta do a lot.
Yeah. Well, look,
I'll
man.
see you September, and I'll raise you July.
let's have at least, Brad, by July, at least have the paint done and have bought an AC unit to put in there.
I already bought an AC unit, so I got that. I just haven't put it in yet.
Okay, at least have paint done and have the AC unit in there.
And windows tinted. That windows tinted and paint done and the AC unit in, and it'll be pretty close to like there.
You don't actually probably like. I think it'd be best, instead of having to tint them, like, just get blackout curtains. Or tape.
It might need both.
Or or tape. Some paper.
This room just gets so hot, roll. Just direct sun right on it. My house is fucking weird. So you know this. This is the third floor. So I have a third floor in this house, but it's just this one fucking room. It's literally
I remember that room.
2 stairways leading up to this one little room. And it's like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. You don't actually like. Brad showed us this in like the 3rd episode of the live show. If you want to go back and watch it on YouTube.
I think we were all going to show our houses, and then nobody else did. I'm just like, all right.
I mean, mine was a dorm. Like, what do you want me to show you in the dorm?
Here's my space.
My apartment. Yeah, I was like, here's like the 4 walls. Yeah. So Brad has like 2 floors, but like on the third floor, it's just like this one singular room that you used it like a couple of times on the show, right?
It's an attic. I've never used that room for anything other than an attic right now.
Yeah.
Because it gets so hot during the summer.
Yeah. Let's hope that get a tip, put a blackout curtain, and hopefully that helps out. But like, at least let's by May, Brad, let's try to get that thing painted.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint, tin, and try to get the AC unit at least hung in there, and then I'm gonna have to call like a HVAC company or something to like finish it up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's good. That's a good goal, man, because you've been talking about that streaming room for like a long time.
I mean, because it's right now it's a useless room, and I'd like to get some use out of it.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm pretty sure we won't be able to hear the dogs from there.
It'd be very difficult. It'd be very, very difficult. You might still be able to hear like a slight bit of Dixie, but it'd be very difficult.
Yeah. Oh man! So coming to the nerdcore,
Pimp My Streaming Room.
10-part spinoff series, Pimp My Streaming Room, starring Brad.
You just see me fall off ladders.
I miss Pimp My Ride.
And just that quickly, I think this is a bad idea.
All right, man. Brad, you want to go ahead and Oh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to ask about the what's it called? About what was I gonna say? I was gonna ask about later. Gio, you had brought something up.
I don't know.
Damn it, I forgot. But
yeah, I was working on the podcast, and then like kind of just hung out with people. Kind of just like my energy was gone.
So that second episode's actually gonna get uploaded, right?
Yeah. So like, it's all like all stuff is pre-recorded. We're all set. Episode 0, the introductory episode, has been up for a couple months. Episode 1.
Have you posted that in the Discord, Gio?
I don't,
I
yeah.
think
When it
so.
first came out, it was like January.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta scroll up, bro.
I got
Yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
If you find
But
it, Brad, pin it.
Okay.
yeah. I mean, if you go like Anchor, .fm/share club pod, the share club pod, it pulls up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that right now.
But yeah, like April 2nd will be our first episode, and after that, then on the 9th, 3 p.m.
Nice. Glad that you guys are getting that work done. It's been nice to see the internet kind of exploding. Well, not the internet, a certain section of the internet exploding over Lil Nas X. That's quite. First,
I'm glad.
at least no one's saying like, I watched the WAP video 5 times and I didn't know how to stop it. It's like, oh, you knew how to stop it. You just didn't want to. But yeah, no. I watched, but I didn't watch the video. I listened to the song. The song's actually pretty fucking good. I actually really like the song. But like I didn't watch the video. I mean, I really don't care. The creative vision is his and his alone. It's not. As I said it before, I'm like really tired of the whole idea that like artists need to raise your kids. Like somehow we have to be the ones to put a moral face for your kids. It's like, nah, dude, that's your job. I didn't have those kids. I don't have to. And I guess I'll have to put it out here. Like, unless I specifically say that my film that I'm gonna make is directed to a kid, a children's audience, my films will not be for children.
Well,
right now,
the parents got to do fucking something. That's their
Yeah,
job.
like you choose what you like.
Exactly.
yeah,
Like, I mean, kids are gonna do what they're gonna do at some point of like kind of hide away, but like it's up to
Yeah.
you to like how you choose to raise your child.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I can have a problem with how, like, I mean, it's not my business how you raise your child, but also if your child come out on these streets in the way that you have about this,
Yeah.
we're gonna have like your child's not gonna be a good example for society. It's not gonna be like serving good for society and moving society forward. We can have a conversation about that, but you having a conversation about this young 21-year-old man talking about like working through artfully his sexuality. You can miss me with that bullshit. You can take it on down to old Zion, and I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw that. I was just like, I'm just so fucking tired of this, bro. Like the whole, like, think about the kids. What did the kids think about what you would make? And it's like, quite frankly, fuck them kids. I don't care. And like,
Hey, bro, could we show that TikTok I sent you today? The Sam Jackson one?
Does it have?
I don't remember. I don't remember if it had music or not, but it pertains to this whole conversation.
I mean, let me see. I'll listen to it right now while I'm here. But
But the big thing is one of the parents, like you have a bunch of parents getting on Samuel L. Jackson who's buying gum, and they're like, yeah, why don't you make kid friendly shit? And I let my kid watch Django, and he's like, you let your kid watch Django?
That part. Wait, so you saw rated R and you said this is for children. My child should watch this, and then I'm allowed to be mad because my child watched it. That's like somebody being mad at South Park for being South Park.
Be mad at yourself. Like you're an adult. You know what Quentin Tarantino makes. Don't give me that shit. Don't be like, oh, I don't know what Tarantino makes. You know what Tarantino makes.
Mm-hmm. And like these same people aren't having a problem when it's Minaj or when it's Well, actually, you know what? There is let me see. There is a certain thing where a certain point where a Venn diagram starts to look like a circle, because I did remember I was about to start naming like Black female artists in which people would have less problem with it, but then I remembered that the intersection of Blackness will whatever issue you have religious wise, whatever will become a multiplier because of Blackness.
Where was all the uproar when Christina Aguilera did "Dirty"? Or Britney Spears, leather suit.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna call out people, let's call out like everyone. Like
Brad. There's some like a little bit of pieces of music in there, but like it's true. Like no, but Sam Jackson's basically saying how like like he's not responsible for what your kids see. Like you're the one who has to control that. What's it called? I mean, I won't say that like I watched everything under the sun when I was a child, but like. My mother still reminded me that like that these things are like through the eyes of the person who made them. They're not for me to be influenced by them. Like you should know. Like it's like like I remember, like what's it called? Like, oh, you listen to such like explicit music, like you're gonna end up saying bad words. And my mom would be like, let them watch what they want, and let them listen to what they want. They're not gonna, they know better than to repeat those words.
I
Well,
learned more. I learned worse and more bad words from
The
my
family,
relatives than anyone. So don't even give me that shit.
yeah. But like like of course, like I was a child, I wasn't allowed to watch like sex scenes with films, right, or like television shows. Like I had to turn my head around. I couldn't see those things, but like still like things like like specific imagery. It's like all right, because like I remember specifically.
The parents have ways to keep their kids, at least in their households,
Yeah.
from seeing that. There's multiple ways to do that. It's not a big fucking secret.
Yeah.
I'm always the proponent of I want kids just to stay kids as long as possible. But, they're going to see what they're going to see. But
Especially-
in the parents' household, they can at least keep that to a minimum.
I'm like, a lot of content creators lost a lot of money about 5 years ago because YouTube, a very prominent part of the platform, went through this growing change and working through this, and like a lot of it needed to be fixed, but like a lot of people lost money just and weren't taken care of, but like we're still here on this conversation as if it's these platforms that are doing the work to protect your children when you're not. Like like I'm not saying people who would be mad at a teacher for their kid coming home and saying some shit. Like, no, you're like your child. I watch your child. I teach your child, but you raise your child.
Well, and there's a lot of parents nowadays. They send their kid to school for their kid to be raised, and then they don't have anything to do with them at home. Yeah. Like that's complete and utter bullshit in my eyes.
And I also understand,
this is why I don't have kids, because I know I wouldn't have the time for them.
Yeah. But like it's like on one side I understand, it's like like art can raise your child, like when your child isn't being given the attention they need, and sometimes film and TV and music is there for them in a way that somebody isn't being there for them. But once again, that stems back to the problem that it's you are the problem. It's not the artist. You are the problem who's not giving your child enough time, and care that they want. Like, come on, man. Like I'm tired of this burden being placed on us as artists that we have to be a specific way, that we have to always keep what's it called in our back of our minds, who's gonna watch it. Like, and it's like, no, I make what I want to make. First of all, that's always what I'm like. I write what I want to write, and I make what I want to make. I don't think about a single damn kid when I write my scripts.
That's the whole point of art, is the artist gets to make what they want to make.
So I was seeing that, I was just like, this is just it's the same shit that they always said about like metal music and everything. It's like the kids are gonna be influenced by this to like do like school shootings and like.
I mean, nothing's changed since the era of Tipper Gore and her stupid ass.
Yeah. So it's just I was just looking at it, I was like this is just like really stupid, guys. Like, we have a lot of time in that day, and like this is the thing that that's really stupid. And of course I read things from like Candace Owens that I'm not going to speak on because that's not my community and I can't speak on that, but like I'm sure that right now. What's up?
I didn't even read it. I just read the comment and then I was like, oh, it's Candace Owens? Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Next.
I would just say like no, that that's
I mean, if you want a live reaction, I can read it right now.
I mean, if you want, sure, real like read out what Candace Owens said.
Going back to the Lil Nas X thing though, did y'all see where Nike is getting like fucking shit thrown at them now because Lil Nas X had some custom Nikes in his video, and like Nike had nothing to do with it, and guaranteed the people who are making this big uproar aren't going to buy any Nikes. And if they do, they're going to be those white dad Nike shoes. Like,
well, it's like everybody who got mad with Colin Kaepernick for kneeling, like most of them, y'all weren't watching football to begin with. Come on, like y'all
just wanted something to be upset about.
Y'all weren't buying jerseys. Y'all weren't going to games talking about, I'm gonna boycott the NFL now. It's like, you weren't doing crap with the NFL to begin with. You weren't even watching the NFL. And of course the people would like burn their jerseys. Like, all right, cool, dude. You burned a thing that you paid money for, that you've already put capital money into this company.
Bro, we see this every couple of months though. If some company makes a decision There's people who don't like it. They're saying we're boycotting it. It doesn't fucking matter because they never even shop there anyway. Like Target in the bathrooms. Like those people shop at Walmart. Let's be real here. Like they don't go fucking Target. Just saying.
Yeah, let's be real. Those people shop at Walmart.
I don't go to Walmart because of those people. I go Target. So I'm bougie like that. What do you want?
Yeah, I go to Target to avoid those people. Oh man,
have you seen people at Walmart?
Yeah, Walmart's ridiculous, bro. Oh man, but Gio, did you want to read it or are you good? You're gonna skip?
I'm not gonna read it out loud, but I did read it.
Did you read it? Yeah.
Yeah, I read it. So when things like this happen, we not only have to remember about the fuckery that's being said in the tweet, we also have to remember about where this fuckery is coming from, and like where, like not just like the whole of a person. Like with notable figures, we have the privilege to be able to know everything that they're like, everything like their stances on previous issues and what they believe in. And so, given that and this, I'm seeing a lot of singing and dancing, and a lot of jazz hands going on in this tweet, and I'm not a fan. And you can do that shit. Fuck you, Candace Owens. Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. I never want to see your ass in my tweet.
I'm going to burn my Nike shoes and wish I took them off first. Well, walking for liberals anyway. Walk-ins for liberals anyway.
I'm walking on coals. Yeah, I'm slipping on coals.
It wouldn't surprise me if there have been people who have done that. They're like, fuck these Nikes. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Burning my hard-earned money. Tell them to live.
Well, how does that affect Nike in any way? You already bought the fucking shoes, dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, man.
Right there.
Yeah, there's something that people are specifically this corner of the internet will always be mad about. It was Watt first, and now it's this, and
You know what? If you don't want to listen or watch Watt, turn it off. Change the channel. Like that's how it's always been, and people just want to complain.
If you don't
want to get upset and they want to be the squeaky wheel and yada yada, that's just how it is.
If you want to raise your child, if you just want gospel music on your TV all the time, I'm pretty sure there's a channel for that, baby.
Well, and people are getting upset about Cardi B on that TikTok where she turns off her own song because her child came in. That's called parenting. Y'all should figure that shit out. Like she's an artist. That's art she makes. She doesn't necessarily
then if you can't do it, then why
is mature enough to listen to it. So she turned it off. Good on her. Good on her for being a parent. Jesus Christ.
They're like, wait, why would you you made the songs like, oh, I didn't know that Cardi makes music for her child, or else her music be a lot different.
In fact, Cardi's child walked in the room and she went, and
turn it off. Yeah. That's called parenting.
No, God, it's called parenting, you dumbasses. And I love how everybody, when they're talking about the performance, like Cardi was like, dude, this was around 10 at night. Your child should be asleep on a Sunday. Your child should be asleep because they're gonna wake up for school the next day. What do you mean if my child sees it on screen? You know how many times I couldn't even finish watching wrestling when I was a kid because it was already time and I was gonna go to bed by 9 or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Like, come on, man. No kid is gonna be like, I guess I'm gonna go watch the WAP video right here in the front of the house at 11 o'clock at night. They're like, no kid's gonna do that. Oh man. But yeah, Gio, you were gonna say something else that you were raising your hand for?
You brought up gospel.
Yeah.
So recently there was a controversy in the gospel music community because Kirk Franklin cursed out his grown ass son, and the son and the son recorded it, and so that was a big issue because people were like, you're supposed to be singing this inspirational music, blah blah blah, forgetting in the same I can't quote it, but it's the way where people were having trouble with Snoop Dogg a few years ago for doing gospel music and in the gospel music awards. Yeah. No, listen, we all hear on if you are a Christian, you should be aware of the fact that everybody's got a past and a present. You're trying to like
Yeah.
work towards being in like you're supposed to be working towards being a Christian. Like God says, "Come as you are," because like he's like like you don't need to be a certain kind of way before you come into my kingdom and seek redemption and seek improvement. And trying to work yourself so your soul can be ready for heaven. So yeah, like the man cursed at his son. Like people got issues, and I mean, and I'm not, and it's not, and finally, it's not my business.
Yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me of like that. Like there was this video going around for the longest time with this pastor just what's it called talking about how like the divine entity what's it called gave him the permission to whoop his whoop his son's ass, and
Hell
he's like,
yeah.
"You're acting stupid."
I prefer that versus the pastors who's like, yeah, give me $10 million so I can go buy a fucking plane.
Yeah.
Like I would prefer the first one.
It's like,
Derek,
you were acting dumb, and that's when the Lord came down to me, put his hand on my shoulder, and I said, "I'm sorry, I have to do this, Derek." Half the people who were going off about Kirk Franklin know damn well they be cussing on the
I want to know
lot.
like what these people think like a pastor is just like a perfect being, because that ain't fucking true at all.
Oh, I know that's not true.
That ain't true at all.
Listen,
they might be some of the worst ones. Who knows?
I used to go to Undisclosed Baptist Church, and I stopped going because, like, as a kid, I used to hear like people rumor and gossip and scandalize, and say that like the pastor was spending time with the secretary, who was also the organist, and then like coming out or like when like that he wouldn't let go of like and like give the church to someone else even as his health declined, and turn out that like he was actually like funneling money for himself.
Yeah, no, like
people and not going to like the church or like its building fund or whatever.
And I just want to bring this up. Half the reason people even go to Baptist church, so like a Southern Baptist church, is for that food on Sunday, yo. Like,
oh, and there was the next pastor in the line. The next person in the line would plagiarize sermons.
Right. Like that's pretty bad when you're like, yeah, I gotta copy this from this other pastor because I don't know what to say.
Hell, yo, but yeah, I just saw that. I just saw this going on the internet. I was just like really tired of it. I was just like, I hate this. Like this is, just before anything ever happens, just know, guys, unless I explicitly say, if my film is made for children to watch, let's go ahead and pay attention to the rating that will be on that movie. But it's like when we talk about this, like we talk about the podcast, we were like, yeah, like every other thing that we have on this, like, is usually not rated explicit, but the live show is explicit. It's there for a reason. Like half of the crap we spew here, no child should actually be listening to this.
It gets into a sexual nature on mostly every episode.
Yeah. So, like, if your child is listening to this is on you. There's an E for explicit on the podcast feeds where this is available. So, and even then, like, unless, I guess if there's, like, some 10-year-old kid who's into Andrei Tarkovsky and is listening to our reviews, like, cool on you, kid. Like, yeah sure.
Like, get into those. Get into those movies.
Yeah, but, like, for, like, specifically this show, there's a reason why we've
explicit.
put explicit.
This is our show, just basically vent and unwind. That's what the show is.
Mm-hmm. So, like, if all of a sudden somebody were to come towards me and be like, you need to tone it down on what you talk about. Well, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, person. There's an E next to every episode of this show. I'm not gonna censor that. Oh man.
I thought it was E for everyone. Like my son told me about the video games. The E for everyone. If your child is unattended on the internet, it's kind of on you. They'll go where they want. That's right.
That's true. Right. And there is, like I said, there is stuff to keep your child from going to places.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of shit.
Like what's it like? I have to get the obvious caveat of like none of us are parents, but like we've all been children, and so we know what we got away with, and like
especially kids right now.
Let me get away with that shit, like
especially kids right now. How easy and how accessible things are, dude. Like Yeah, I'm guessing parental controls don't exist.
Oh no, they exist.
Really
It's just parents are too fucking lazy to implement them.
Apparently not. I mean, listen, beyond everything, there used to be a parental control called "You're grounded" or "You're on punishment."
Or I'll beat your
I'm not
ass.
gonna, I was like, I ain't gonna say the other one because I'm not gonna promote that. I'm not gonna promote
That's the
that.
old school way of parenting, though, and I don't say you should do that, but
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna promote that. But like,
I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying
That's an
just
option.
saying- I'm just saying beer went a long way in my household, okay?
Yeah, I'm like, I am aware of the old paint stick. Like me and the double paint stick been like have been aware of each other for some time.
Parents don't exist anymore.
It's like Disney movie where like what happened to the moms? Where's the moms?
All right, man. We spent enough time on this, but let's go ahead and get some cards, Brad, before we go on break at 50
We
minutes.
got pretty far with a lot of discussion. Shit.
Yeah.
So,
I've been wanting to bring this one up for a bit. I was just like, yesterday was kind of a pretty hectic episode, with a lot of cool stuff going on. So I was like, yeah, I'll bring it up tomorrow.
You always call my favorite episode, like episodes in my head. I'm like, they're great episodes, or like you'd be like, this episode's hectic. Hectic has such a negative connotation. He'd be like, it's too much noise.
Did you not hear when I said it? When I said after, I said a lot of cool stuff was happening, so I didn't want to bring it up.
But generally, Raul doesn't like it to go off script. Like
what script? Listen, I looked at the show notes.
He literally has somewhat of a script in his mind, and he really does.
I'm like, I looked at the show notes. So I'm a Patreon, so in there was like the Google Doc, and it was like episode notes, and it just said the episode, and then it had a link, and so but like we don't talk about that to the end. So like, what fucking script? show me the secret menu, bro.
It's all in here. Yeah, but let's go ahead and get
it's your formula. the core formula.
All right. What surprised you most from this conversation?
Teal called it a secret formula.
It's in my mind. Damn,
now I remember. Now I remember what's it called? Now I remember what I was gonna talk about. Nice to see that whatever Keon did yesterday or on Friday, it worked, because yesterday I was just like, let me go see what they're watching in the Coco voice channels. And I click on them like, I see y'all are watching Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, Chozone went off apparently.
Yeah.
Did y'all see Chozone's unboxing video?
Yeah, of course.
That he did of the PlayStation 5? Go watch that. Like the very first 10 minutes of that, I'm like, where the fuck did this man get a budget? It's that fucking good.
Oh, for real? Oh shit.
Chozone said we watched 2 movies. Holy shit.
2 movies?
Wait, so
that's a day.
Wait, if you're going in chronological order, you already watched Captain Marvel, didn't you? All right. Well,
chronological, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going chronological,
yeah.
If it's chronological, I believe. Oh wait, no.
That would be like the third or fourth, right?
Third or fourth, because Captain America: First Avenger would be.
He said he'll hop on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll ask him right now.
Chronological. That we're talking about year release, right?
No. Like story wise.
Universe order, yeah.
Okay. Universe order. So, if I'm remembering this correctly, in my mind, because there's a lot of freaking movies in this series, and what's it called in this universe. The first one would be Cap, the first Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
The second would probably be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, because that happened in the 80s, right?
90s, yeah. Hold on, man.
Then where
No, I mean, because unless you wanted to say, you could make an argument of being like, because of the flashback and Ant-Man, that's why I'd be like chronological order is like really fucky to me, because something like that starts the movie of like Ant-Man where there's the whole flashback to Hank Pym's time. Like to me, I'm like, okay, well, I need to watch that scene and then go back.
Then Captain America would be the first one, right?
Yeah, because it's in the 40s.
Yeah. Avenger, yeah.
Then, Tony Stark would be 90s. the first Iron Man.
No, because they're in Iraq. I mean,
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
Yeah, that
Well,
stuff
it could be the
happens
90s.
in
That's
no,
could be
because
the
all of
early-
that stuff happens like the same like year, like
Oh,
because like Tony has like Tony has Tony in the desert, and then like comes back and like says like I'm gonna be like and does all that stuff. Like
Did they
all
ever
that
put a
shit
year
happened
to
in
that
one.
though?
Because-
Brad, if it's Afghanistan with that modern technology, it's gonna be 2000, late the what's it called, 2010s.
Yeah, like when that movie came out, that's like that's the weird thing. Like
Is
MCU
that
for
the
a
year
long
that it
time
was
did
supposed
the year it came out. It's like
Yeah.
when that
I
happened.
always thought it was the 90s because they were going off like, oh, he's doing weapon cells. It could be the first Desert
Yeah.
Storm.
No, but that's funny, Brad. Like when you tell me about Afghanistan 90s, my mind immediately goes to the Soviet what's it called, war in Afghanistan. I'm like, damn, bro, Tony was with the Russians.
I don't think I don't know about Tony, but I don't think Stark cared who they sold to.
New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, then Clone Wars. That's the machete cut. All right, so enlighten us here, Keon. First of all, how are you doing, bro?
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you muted, Papa. All right, while he fixes that.
Good time. There we go.
I think we can hear you, but I think you got to turn it up a little.
All right.
Check your levels. What is my fidget spinner?
Dude, I would hate for anybody to after the Eternals, anybody to try to watch them in chronological order, because then they would have to watch Eternals first. Well, so there's a
Watch
child.
episodes 1, 2, and 3 from the perspective that the baby is Obi-Wan's and Anakin knows.
Yeah, that's
Guys,
another reason why
Yep, we can
chronological
hear you.
There we go.
There you go.
because I tried doing that with Star Wars, and it just it soured the original trilogy for me.
I will say, if you watch the ones with Jar Jar Binks with the perspective that he is a Sith Lord and this is all play, it makes it much better.
It makes it much interesting. But Keon, what is the order that you guys? Well, first of all, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing.
Awesome.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, yelling at people worked apparently, right?
Yeah, it did. So we did watch 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
The night after I yelled at them, we watched Homecoming and then Doctor Strange right after.
What'd you think about both of them?
Homecoming, because that was my second time watching Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
So Homecoming, I thought it was a little bit more than mid. Not necessarily good, I guess. It was okay. Doctor
Damn.
Strange, I think, is still good.
Oh yeah.
Even after this. Actually, I think this will be my second time watching that as well.
Yeah, I love the segment in Doctor Strange when he goes to Dormammu and just all the colors showing up, and dude.
They just keep
He's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain, over and over. And Dormammu's like, dude, please stop this.
right now.
Keon, do you have written down the order you're watching this in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so show us, because damn it, he clicked on the X. Damn it. He clicked on the X. That's funny. He'll be back. Because in my mind, if I'm thinking about this correctly, Captain Marvel should be Captain Marvel should be the second film that he watches.
No, actually, Captain Marvel was the first.
Huh?
Captain Marvel was first. Yes, because Captain Marvel takes place. Or I'm sorry, I lied.
Captain America.
It's Cap.
Captain America. Yes.
First Avenger.
That's World War II. Yeah.
Captain Marvelica
And
was
then Captain Marvel is next.
Think about another one.
Yeah, I completely forget about the first Avenger. And so yeah, Captain America, the first Avenger was first. And then,
look at Gio.
Captain Marvel was second. Oh, that's
Look at me with hair.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, but I thought that'd be rude.
now Tom, tell me, did you?
Just next. Nice, yeah. For Love Cinema Pod. I don't have a lot of the Marvel movies on Blu-ray. I only buy the ones that I really like, and I have Doctor Strange on me. Now with Homecoming, did you find out how Parker got his powers? It's a bit foggy about it.
I think he had to kill Uncle Ben to get them, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
Yeah, in the
That's
Kumite.
right.
Yeah.
With the Kumite, it's how he got the Mangekyo shotgun gun.
Sharingan. Yeah.
Sharingan, yeah.
But, yeah, Keon, let us know, and you just tell us where you're at right now when you read the order. Let me hear the order.
Okay, so right now, so we just watched Doctor Strange. Black Panther is next.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
And then after we watch Black Panther, we'll have 5 movies left, which would be Thor Ragnarok, Avengers: Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Endgame, and then Far From Home.
Okay.
Spider-Man: Far From Home. So,
And then from there, you're just gonna have to start watching WandaVision
WandaVision,
and
Falcon
Falcon
and Winter
Winter
Soldier.
Soldier. Yeah.
Yep.
Name them
All
again.
right.
Right now-
I want to see if I can have the Funko Pop.
So
Now
next he
they're-
watches Black Panther.
Black Panther. Hold on, shit! I just had that one. Where did King go? There we go. Black Panther.
Rest in peace,
Mhm.
Chadwick. Yep.
Oh man. Yeah.
After that is God, man, it's kind of gonna be hard. I really do.
After Black Panther is Thor Ragnarok.
Hold on, I got 2 for that one.
You got the Grandmaster.
Ragnarok is also one of my
I got
favorites.
Loki and Heimdall.
Heimdall.
Ooh, I
Although
like
if you
that.
want a sub in for the Grandmaster,
Yeah.
I got Supreme.
So,
Okay,
after
what's next?
Thor
And then
Ragnarok is Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Infinity War. My Bucky Barnes comes from Infinity War.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ebony Maw comes from Infinity War.
Ebony Maw, bro, the best hype man.
The
Best
best.
hype man.
Best hype.
I have the Ronin's from Endgame. I got the Ronin.
Yeah, Ronan's from Endgame. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So then after that's Ant-Man and the Wasp, right?
Oh, Proxima
Yes.
Midnight. I got mostly
Yep.
Infinity War. There we go. That's when I stopped buying.
You got anything for Ant-Man and the Wasp?
If only I had one for Falcon. Let's see.
Dude, you have all these Funko Pops? That's
Just
crazy.
right over there.
Just right in your hand.
Right next to you said Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
No, but I do have one for Doctor Strange.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Okay.
And
And then Endgame.
in-game.
Endgame. I mean, any of those Infinity War ones work except for Proxima Midnight and Ebony Maw.
For in-game, I only have Ronin. I think for Infinity War, I have Proxima Midnight and Iron Spider.
Ooh,
I like that Iron
that's
Spider.
good. I do too.
I so
do.
badly wanted the Iron Spider that was a Target exclusive with the actual, what's it called, things coming out from the back and everything.
I mean, I ran out of
Yeah.
money at the same time for Funko Pops, so
Yeah.
Honestly,
These are all
wait,
in
I
the
changed
store.
my mind. I think Homecoming was good.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
I love Homecoming. I think Homecoming is the best. I'm the one where I have your reaction to that I think it's all right is Far From Home. I really like Homecoming. But and then of course you have to watch Far From Home.
You're right, yeah. That's the
I
one.
like the material on that.
Huh?
like I feel like to me, I like Homecoming, but then like I also have that reaction at the same time of these beats could be by Dr. Dre. But.
This one sentence could cause disarray in this podcast right now. But what's it called? For the Love of Cinema Pod says that Ragnarok is one of his favorites.
Yeah.
One of their favorites. Cool. I won't get into it. Far From Home is saved by the setup for No Way Home. I disagree with that Love of Cinema Pod, but I respect your opinion. Yeah, Keon's just like, I know this motherfucker's holding it in, right? So,
I know. Brad's like already has the ammo loaded.
He wants me to blow up, but I'm not going to. I know Spider-Man Alone Without May wasn't too.
Oh,
Jon Favreau?
I don't know, Ro. I think Taika Waititi should just have his own universe in the Marvel Cinematic.
What?
I think Taika Waititi should have his own universe in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just
give him the Watcher and
make
make it happen. Shit, give him the Watcher. I watch it.
Yeah, no, I'm good, bro. I'm real good. I'm good,
because you
bro.
don't. All right, because you don't like the Ragnarok.
Yeah.
No. What did I give Thor Ragnarok on my letterbox?
Ragnarok?
Whatever it is, it's wrong.
Fuck you. It's not. It's not, and you can fucking eat my whole ass. Okay.
No.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that, y'all? That's consent.
But
I can't
Yeah,
believe
dude.
they did 2 Iron Man movies back to back.
Dr. Banner falling out of the fucking spaceship.
Yeah,
That doesn't get shit now.
I gave Thor Ragnarok 2 stars, and I'm sure that if I rewatch it, that's gonna go down. So
Well, Keon, you have to think about
I'm sure your opinion is wrong. So
it's not.
it's fine.
Keon, you got to think about the fact that
It's
like
such a fucking dick.
when it came out, when the first Iron Man came out, they didn't fully have the plan to do they talked about it of there's a big world out there, but like really like that didn't happen until the second one. So Iron Man was them they went out on a limb with Iron Man and then had stuff. Well, if this works.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, man, Keon, what's it called? We're glad you're here, and I'm glad that that it worked for you to scream. And
Dude, listen, all right. They took it very well, like surprisingly, because
Did you hop in there like you said you were? Like, look,
I listen. You can ask them. My exact words as soon as I jumped in was, "I hate all you motherfuckers." And they were like, why? And I said, and I just kept saying, I'm like, I hate you all. I hate every single one of you. And they were just like, why? Like, what happened? What do we do? And I'm like, this is, yeah.
I was just on the show, and I had to sit through a bunch of spoilers for a show that I have not watched because you guys won't watch these damn movies.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have FOMO.
Yeah, exactly.
Brad, I see what you've got on there, bro. I'm not gonna react to that. But yeah. But yeah, I'm look, Jan, I wish I would have been there, but I knew that the moment, the moment I saw you guys were actually watching, I was like, it worked. He got them to do it. He got them.
And we watched 2 movies, so it just it worked out for the better. It's great.
So like, did you tell him like if y'all don't watch it anytime soon, I'm watching this shit by myself?
Yeah, I did. I absolutely did. And that may be why we ended up watching 2 movies. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if I hadn't have said that, it probably just would have been Homecoming. But
did you actually show them clips from the episode? Did you go in there?
I forgot the clip. I just didn't feel like clipping it. I just went in raw dog with no clips.
No clip.
All right, so
like a corn dog in a shower.
See, now the Nerdcore live show changes lives. We change lives live here.
Peer pressure works.
We don't know it for the better, but we change lives.
Because the thing is like I told you guys, like I don't force them to watch them if they don't feel like watching. But after so long of like putting the movies off, we gotta get through these movies, dude. Like we've been doing this since August, and we're still not done.
Or you're just never going to get caught up because now they're just going television and just like show.
That's the thing. It's like I'm thinking about everything that is slated to come out this year.
Yes, exactly.
3 movies, 4 shows. Like, I'm sorry, but this ain't the time to like put it off. Like, if you really want to be caught up and be able to like, hey man, I want to be able to talk with these guys about what we're watching. Like, yo, we need to catch up.
Yep.
I mean, like you can miss Black Widow and all that because that's probably not going to be important. But all the television shows coming out, you got to catch up to those.
I mean, for you though, okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp. There it is. I got it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have a feel. Well, hold on. Let's get into this because let's just get into the news. So, excuse me. So sorry. That was even burp.
Hiccups.
Bro said a smooth transition. Let's do it.
A smooth transition. Disney had some announcements to make this week, and it included a bit of a restructuring of their movie slate, especially in the way that you'll be able to access these films. So, from Variety.com, Black Widow Cruella to debut on Disney Plus and in theaters as Disney shifts dates for 7 films. From Rebecca Rubin over at Variety.com. As moviegoing slowly begins to rebound in the U.S., it appears Hollywood studios aren't yet ready to release their biggest blockbusters hopefuls on the big screen. All that is to say, Disney has massively overhauled its upcoming slate and extended and amended release plans for Black Widow, Emma Stone's Cruella, Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Pixar's Luca, and several others. So let's go ahead and just get this out of the way. Black Widow and Cruella are now going to premiere on Disney Plus at the same time they open in theaters.
Finally.
Through Premier Access. So you still need to pay that $30 rental fee. But now...
Rental? God.
The movie ticket price. We're paying you for a movie and snacks.
Yeah. So now Black Widow premieres on July 9th instead of May 7th. But what's it called? Both will still be able to be, you'll be able to rent them with the $30 rental fee plus the subscription fee if you're barely going to be, subscribing to Disney Plus. So now Shang-Chi has been moved to September 3rd, 2021. And it's expected to have a traditional theatrical release, but I'll get into that a little bit more right now after we're done giving out dates here. Luca, which was supposed to be coming out in theaters, will now be releasing on June 18th only on Disney Plus. Pixar's next film is exclusively on Disney Plus. Honestly, I saw this coming a mile away after the success that Onward had when they put that on Disney Plus, and especially Soul. So expect this to possibly be the norm going forward with Pixar's films because they did a lot of good numbers. Also a bunch of other films have been kind of postponed as well. Free Guy is now for August 13th. The King's Man is December 22nd. Deep Water is January 14th, 2022. And Death on the Nile is now February 11th, 2022. I don't know if Death on the Nile will be happening anytime soon or being released because there's a certain person by the name of Armie Hammer that is on that film. So don't know if that's going to be the thing. And I believe Eternals is still keeping its date, and so is Spider-Man 3. But guys, what do we think? I have a lot of thoughts with this because I think this is Disney testing waters because if Black Widow does really well and sells really well with that date, they're going to try it for Shang-Chi and Eternals for sure. Like, especially right now where we are at, like Texas just opened it up for everybody to every adult to be able to get a vaccine. Like the possibility of Texans going back to the theater is pretty high, but that's not the case.
Oh, they opened it up for all y'all to get vaccines. Arizona just was like, fuck it, opened it up.
Yeah. But like, that's not the case. That's not the case for the whole state, the whole country. So like, I think this is, Disney showing up a little late to the party, right? This is them testing waters to see what's going to happen. And I'm willing to say it right here. If Black Widow does well, expect for Shang-Chi to be on the same place of Disney Plus and theaters at the same time. At least, and if Shang-Chi does really well too, expect that to be the case for just at least all of these Marvel films that are coming out this year.
I'll say that in regards to Black Widow, though I know me and you, Roller, aren't looking forward to it. I can see where it could do well, just because people want to watch another Marvel movie.
Is it? I have a question for Black Widow. The reason why y'all aren't looking forward to it is it because of the trailer?
No.
No. I actually really like the trailer.
This movie should have been made like 10 to 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's why we're just uninterested.
It's a little late. Like it's late for me.
I definitely agree.
There are multiple reasons why I'm like
because the main thing is like it's because they made a Captain Marvel movie before Black Widow, even though she was a part of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Well, technically, whatever. Black Widow was a part of the Avengers before Captain Marvel was like in the timeline that they brought out the movies.
Yeah.
There's one thing I'm looking forward to Black Widow. That if I could split the price with everybody, with a lot of people, I might be able to pay that for the Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
But Florence Pugh is the one thing I'm looking forward to. And if she doesn't make it past the end of the movie, then my money went to waste. But like, what do you think, Keon? What do you think about these dates shifting? But especially, do you agree with what I'm saying here? That if Black Widow does well, do you see this happening for all the other movies too? At least
Yes.
all the other ones this year.
Oh yes, absolutely. Because it's going to show Disney that they can still make a lot of money. Not just from it coming from theaters, but also putting it with Premiere Access.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and just,
because
if you don't mind, Gio, can you just point at this comment from Stacy? Because Stacy has never made so much sense. There you go. Right there. Stacy, I was going to bring this up. Disney Plus is now going up to $7.99. To a lot, that's not.
Because I don't have this.
Hold on, bro. Actually, hold on. Let me check real quick. But dude, it's true. If you're gonna be raising up your prices, like, I think it's time that you bring down that Premiere Access, because like that's wanting to make theater money back without having to pay for theaters. Like,
right.
Or at least, have the sense of mind to not do both of those at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Raise one price and keep one the same. Like,
yeah.
So is Premiere Access like a subscription inside of the subscription, or is it just like
odd?
Really?
Like paying for a rental.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so $7.99 now, which like with taxes will probably be like almost like $9 or something. Yeah, probably like $9. But so this is the way it works, Keon. So when you get so first of all, you pay Disney Plus. So let's say Keon is going to get a Disney Plus account on July 9th when Black Widow comes out. You have to pay the $7.99 plus the $30 for Premiere Access. That $30 Premiere Access, gives you access to, I believe, the film. For as long as it's gonna. So you'll have it on. So hold on. I think it gives you access to rewatch it as many times as you want when you have it. When you pay that. The Premiere Access. But like,
yeah, it's not like HBO Max. Like, it's with Disney, it's like it's yours. While it's yours while it's up there, kind of thing, right? Or because what did they do with Mulan? Like with Mulan, it was like you could have it until it was available for everybody else or something.
Yeah, substanate.
It doesn't go away from you. It's just like you're buying it. You're buying access to the vault.
Hey, Tibbs.
Shout out to the boy Nathan Solomon out there. What's going on, bro? What's good? Marlon, what's good, bro?
The thing is, dude, that's $38, and I haven't even watched the movie yet, bro. Like,
that's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
if you do,
it's a lot.
Let's see, how much did they charge for Mulan? Like $19, like $20.
Yeah, it was up there.
So like $40 for a movie we've been waiting for a year for, just because you think we're dickmatized from WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Give me a fucking break. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
not dickmatized. Hypnotized.
Dickmatized.
Dickmatized.
Wow, dickmatized.
So yeah, once you pay, you can watch it time and time again. But that's so you get to watch it time and time again, and then of course, it'll come to Disney Plus as available to everyone on a specific date. But before that, you're able to watch it as many times you want. Obviously, the $30 thing is that's great for kids. For films that were you're gonna buy it because you got the kids to show the film. We need something new to show the kids.
And they'll want to watch it 10 times.
Yeah.
Kids.
This does not work for my situation or Brad's situation or Gio's or anybody in here who is one person who's just gonna watch the movie and probably not watch it again after.
Man,
Like-
bro, you can't get me to buy or rent movies in fucking HD. You expect me to pay $30 for a movie?
No, no, and I will not. I'm gonna hope that that screener comes in for a Black Widow so I can watch it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep crossing my fingers that we get that screener. So yeah, what's going on, Marlon? Hope you're having a good day, man. Thank you for following. Thank you for being
Appreciate
cool and coming
What's going
through.
on, Marlon?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. I think that this is probably gonna be the case moving forward. If this goes well for Black Widow, then we're probably gonna have the rest of the year look like this. But honestly, I believe what's it called? Feige was the one that was holding on to this. Like Feige did not want this movie to not be in theaters. Like he wanted it to be in theaters. And it's quite like honestly. So like honestly, that's kind of what pisses me off about this because like Nolan got a lot of shit for wanting his movie to play in the theater and releasing it, but like Feige was holding back on this movie for not being released, and he hasn't gotten the half of the shit that Nolan was getting for it.
Wonderful. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Just
Yeah,
don't look up. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
yeah, but yeah, dude, I'm just like obviously I don't care about Cruella. I will watch Black Widow for review purposes because we have to review it, and I am interested to see what Florence Pugh's situation is here. But I'm also just not looking forward to that film at all.
If you don't,
I had a question.
What's up?
Is Scarlett Johansson white in this movie?
Specifically Russian. Specifically Russian.
I have a question. Who's Florence Pugh? Because I've heard you say that. Is that the director?
No,
that's
she's
one
an actress.
Midsummer.
I hated her in
I'm sorry.
Midsommar. No, I loved her in Midsommar. I've loved her in what's it called? Everything she's been in. Well, the
Like you
movie.
told me a lot about you by you hating her in Midsummer. Honestly,
Yeah,
that's the
I
thing.
think she's in. I think even if you hate the movie, I think you can say 100% that she puts on a clinic in that movie. Like,
Yeah,
just there's a like
like
you
it's
know,
a very quiet, subtle. Like it gets buried a bit by the movie itself, but like
yeah. But her performance is really good.
it's working.
She's even great. She's even really good
Little
in
Women?
what's it called? Little Women. Yeah. Oh, love her in Little Women, bro. Fighting with My Family, even though I don't think the movie was that great or particularly any good, I still really enjoy what Florence Pugh was doing in there.
Should
But
I watch
yeah,
it?
yes,
I-
because
I was like,
you're a non-wrestling fan. You're a non-wrestling fan, or like someone who's barely getting into it, so you actually don't know the story of Paige. Like,
okay.
so yeah, that'll you'll know that like, hey, you're kind of.
I know that story.
Yeah, so you'll know like watching this whole movie, you'll be like, huh, yeah, they're kind of taking liberties with her, with how she came up in the business and like, you know, her journey to come over here to wrestle. Like, yeah. And also just like I think it's kind of cheap the way that they film some certain stuff, but like everything that was like about the family dynamics, I loved. But like, you know, no, Keon, they do not discuss that specific part of her story. I'm talking about.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, continue.
All right, man. You know. By the way,
What I think you guys are referencing to in the private chat, do not say it out loud.
yeah, but yeah. Gio, what are your thoughts? I think you already gave your thoughts, but like, do you want to reiterate?
I didn't. I give thoughts, but not all of my thoughts. Okay, so working backwards. Death on the Nile. Rest in peace to Christopher Plummer because they can't switch our Army Hammer for him now.
Yeah.
Like him
What studio is that was making that?
20th Century.
So Disney.
20th Century Fox. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I believe it was done before.
Yeah,
They
but
merged?
it's Disney's now, right?
Yeah, it's Disney's now.
That's
Thing-
That's going straight to Hulu.
The thing is, dude, like you've got quite the cast in here. You have Kenneth Branagh, Gal Gadot, Letitia Wright, what's it called? Russell Brand.
Is that movie like done? Mostly done?
It's done, bro. It's done. It's
Yeah, that's gonna be buried.
but like,
It's been like a year and a half. Like
you have a
they started-
specific person in that movie that is making it really hard for you to release it right now.
So what you're telling me is that they're gonna lose all the money in the world?
bury it on a
Shut
Hulu,
up.
basically, or wherever they sent the ET video games. That's where it's
Yeah.
going.
All right, continue on, Gio.
And then what else do you say? Cruella? I mean, I haven't seen 101 Dalmatians, so I'm good. And then like
Yeah.
Emma Stone is really hit or miss for me, even though she's
You
really
like her in
I don't
Alola?
know. Yeah, that's my favorite. That is my favorite performance that I've never seen.
Super bad.
Actually, let me scratch that. She's not hit or miss for me. It's more that like my mood for her is hit or miss.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'll be like, I'm not really in the mood to watch it, but don't. And what else did you say? Black Widow. Okay, Black Widow. For them to like make the bet of like whether or not this will make money on this one, I would say would be a lot riskier if it wasn't coming after like 2-3 shows.
Yeah.
Like because Loki starts July 11th, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, like having like built like they've done the strategy now of like building up the goodwill again after the break, so that like when Black Widow isn't coming out in an island now, and like being in the midst of a time skip, it's coming after goodwill has been built up, excitement for Disney fans.
Basically,
and,
it's just gonna have nothing to do with this next set of movies. They're like the Eternals. And
unless they do what I think they're going to do with Florence Pugh, unless they're setting up Florence Pugh in a very specific way that I would like to see Florence Pugh exist more in this. I want her to make listen, MCU. If the MCU ended, I'd be fine. But if you're gonna have the MCU exist as an entity, I want Florence Pugh to be making some of that Disney money.
I just want to know what happened in Budapest. That's all
I want to know. I want to know what happened in Budapest.
Oh, true. Actually,
what happened in Budapest?
I'm getting tired of hearing.
What if it was a family drama where like they're like in Budapest and like her family is like the other like what they were like part of what they were fighting in Budapest?
Yeah, or just a cat scratched her eye and she lost it in Budapest.
yeah, she lost in Budapest and we never know.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. But I'm telling you right now, like, of course, if it's any movie, like you couldn't start off this whole premiere access. You couldn't start like this with Shang Chi. You couldn't start off with the Eternals. You had to start it off with Black Widow. Specifically, of course, it's the first one that's going to be released this year. But also, like, if there's one that you can experiment with, that you can say, like, the returns really won't affect it much because if Scarlett Johansson isn't coming back, if this is her send-off, then, like, it's all right if we don't get the returns we need.
It is the safest bet of the movies.
Yeah.
But that premiere access price is like because it was like $19.99 before, right? Like
no, it's always been $30.
It's always been $30.
No, we were arguing about wanting to at least bring it down to $20.
Yeah,
just
if
$20
it was
$20,
$20, it would make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because Amazon was doing $20 and stuff for movies that were coming out.
Because when I go to a theater, I expect to pay that for like food and the tickets, but then I get a giant screen. So
giant screen.
I
You
get
get
here,
to buy food.
I'm just getting the fucking movie.
Paying $30 to watch it on my monitor.
I
gotta pay for my own food. I gotta pay for my own food. I gotta pay for.
I gotta go to the Dollar General. I gotta pick up that dollar candy. And, it's just a whole affair for $30 on my TV.
30 like almost $40, and you're watching it on like a 22-inch monitor.
I can't even get a fucking slushie. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. Oh man, dude. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope I once again will reiterate. I hope I get that screener for Black Widow when it comes out, and that's how I'll be able to review it. But yeah, dude, I'm just what's it called? At least we'll see what happens. We'll talk more about like what we're expecting as the months come, keep going. Because like I don't know, maybe we'll see something in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know, but like by the time that this movie comes out, Falcon and Winter Soldier should be done already because it's 6 episodes. So
6?
Yeah, it's 6. Yeah, 6 episodes.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
How long are the episodes?
Last week's episode was actually like
45.
yeah, 40 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, with
hold
credits,
on.
it's 45. So yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, those fucking credits, bro. Those fucking
The credits
credits.
are long.
Do we know?
Yeah.
But shout out to
We'll
everybody
see.
working on the film, of course.
Yeah, of course. It's a big production.
No.
But
Right.
like, still, man, damn, those freaking what's it called? Are murder, bro. But let me see. I'll give you right now the so the first episode was 50 minutes and the second one is 50 minutes. That's with the credits. So like 45 minutes without credits.
Okay.
So it's actually a
Wow.
pretty evenly divided time slot.
Right. How
Yeah.
long? Yeah.
Well, no,
how long?
WandaVision? No, WandaVision we had like 20-minute episodes for a while,
like
dude.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were really
How many
short.
episodes were there?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody was speculating about a secret 10th episode, but like, nah.
Or like a
You know,
super
With
long
Mephisto?
episode, yeah.
Yeah. Mephisto. Hey guys,
I was rating. The writers didn't even know who the fuck that was.
I wanted to make a tweet because, like, you know how, like, what's it called? The hand, the symbol of the hand for the terrorist group in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of like put that and be like, YouTube, like a YouTube like confirmed type of like thumbnail, like hand confirmed, Daredevil confirmed for Spider-Man 3, and then like the hand,
Oh
the hand is
my
here.
God.
The hand, it's the hand.
It's a hand.
High five.
So I would love to see that. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks for coming by for this chill Sunday stream, which was pretty fun. But from the bottom to the top, let's get some plugs here. Keon, where can they find you?
You can find me at twitter.com/MrChillZone. And you can also find me on YouTube. The same tag, youtube.com/MrChillZone. And as always, don't forget to Gio, cut a slice.
Cut slice.
I thought you were gonna bring up the card, but
Oh no, I don't have my cards right now. I haven't used the cards in like a month or so.
Damn, bro. But Gio, let them know where they can find you, baby.
Hey, you looking at me on your screen or listen to me in your ear canal. Make sure you clean your ears very regularly. First off, it's very important to take care of your own personal hygiene. But after that, you can follow me at MediaMartyr17 on Twitter with the link tree in the description. Tune in April 2nd at 3 p.m. for episode 1 of Share Club Pod, in which we'll be talking about Crazy Rich Asians, and episode 2 on the 9th, and where we're talking about Violet Evergarden. Very excited, and I hope to hear about you here and me and Michelle.
Nice. All right. So where can I find you, bro? Right. Yeah, man. Tell you.
Okay. Random Germ 101 everywhere, or thisislocallove.com.
All right. As always, on the Nerd Chicano, both Instagram and Twitter, twitch.tv/the Nerd Chicano. You can go and search up my name, Raul Alejandro Mendoza, on YouTube, and my YouTube channel will pop up. Please go and subscribe, because at 100 subscribers, I get a custom URL, and I no longer have to make my ad this long, and I can just say everywhere and anywhere at the Nerd Chicano. Tomorrow we'll be having our second episode of Between the Frames, as we look at Lars von Trier's Melancholia, as we look at the second film in his Depression trilogy. We'll talk about that tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we have another episode of the Nerd Chicano Live. Come through and hang out and have some fun with me. You know you want to do it. The YouTube is the place to be sometimes. I'm making some new content because it's kind of dry, and we need some of that wonderful ass content. Get that wet ass content in there. But yeah, that one's just gonna survive for now, and then it'll end.
You were so close. You were so close to not saying it. You went wonderful ass content. You were so fucking close.
Yeah. No, that bit ends today. That bit ends today. After this week, we're done. We'll find something else. But you want to go and check that out, guys. Please go and do that for me, and go help me out. Get my custom URL, because it would help a lot. Just go search up my name, Raul Alejandro Mendoza, or you can go to my link tree, the Nerd Chicano, and it'll be in there too. So go ahead and check that out, guys. As always, though, it's been a lot of fun, and I hope that everybody's been having a good day. Shall we check for a raid, Bradley?
Let me get on it. Give me a little.
I think Micah might still be streaming, and they're celebrating their first 1 year anniversary on Twitch.
Okay. If not, Griffin's still streaming.
Griffin, yeah, I was about to say Griffin is sure.
Yeah. So as Brad figures that out, I hope everyone's had a wonderful day. As always, reminder to be nice and look out for each other and stay clean, hydrate, and keep your personal hygiene in check. It's very important, guys. But as always, make sure you watch some good movies and decompress and de-stress from the hard things going on in our. Brad, have we found the damn account?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, cool. As always, Bradley, sit him out.
All right, Ronald, thank you for being the host as always. Thank you to our wonderful guest today, guest co-host, Chozo. Thank you, sir. Thank you to our co-host, Gio.
Host?
Thank you to all those who joined us in chat today. Had quite a few. Appreciate you all. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreons. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I guess to end this episode, just go with I can't wait till Scarlett Johansson is out of movies. Young Goat out.
No, their core secret formula.